Hello, Merry Meet. So I want to review a tarot deck. It's a deck I got for Christmas, the Herdy Tarot. And it comes in a box like this. Be aware that this box is fairly flimsy. The deck itself is wonderful quality, but the box it comes in is fairly flimsy. So be prepared to make or buy tarot bag for it. One moment. Vervain, don't get my hairpins. Leave my hairpins alone. There you go, Vivi. You can say hello to the people on the internet. Say hello, Vivi. My cat dislikes me doing anything that doesn't involve her. So yeah, I have only had it since Christmas, and you can see it's already getting bent up. But the box really doesn't matter. I am going to get a bag for it anyway. Probably make one. The only thing is that the lady making this, she signs the boxes, so I would like to keep it in somewhat okay condition. Now I'm going to have to cover some of these images because some of them are rather nude. Now, it's not erotic in any way, it's nude. There's a difference. And I wish that YouTube saw the difference. I'm completely okay with them saying, hi, we don't want porn on our site. Because if they allow porn, you know that's what YouTube will be. It's going to be a porn site. But there's a difference between porn and nudity. But yes, let's start. As you can see, these are some of the images. I really love this deck. I think it's very beautiful. The symbology is based on the Rider-Waite, but there is also added quite a bit to it. This is one of my favorite cards. The Lovers. I also like that there are borders on top and under it, but there isn't borders all around it. This makes it far less distracting. Let me just cover her boobs. Will this go? I will assume this will be acceptable. It is also quite possible to trim off these edges here because this is the background of it. So we'll just have a little bit less of a circle going around. And the cards are also fully reversible, which is always nice if you read with pearls. So let me just cover his privates. As you can see, these are beautiful haunting imagery that follow the traditional symbolism of the tarot very well, while at the same time adding a lot from the author's own imagination. So yes. This deck has become my daily driver for I do 2 tarot readings for myself every day. I do one where I read at the start of the day for how the day will become and advice for how to get the most out of the day. And then I draw a card to see what lessons I've learned during the day. And I use this as my daily driver for that. Here comes my single complaint about this deck. As you can see, the Prince of Wands here, handsome young gentleman as he is, this isn't the Knight. I got this messed up with the first couple of times I read with the deck, because automatically when I see the Prince of so-and-so suite, I think this is just a rename of the Knight, because it's very common in various tarot decks to just call the Knights for princes and the pages for princesses. But this is not so. You also have a Knight of Wands. Instead, in 2 of the suites, she has a queen, a prince, a knight, and a page. And in 2 of them, she has a king, a queen, a knight, and a page. And since this deck doesn't come with any little white book, because this is a deck you get on Etsy, so it is self-published, there isn't an explanation of this, and that makes it a little bit confusing. I also think that the symbolism of the king is sort of lost when he's a prince instead of a king, because part of the symbolism of this card is that he is an established older gentleman. And with a prince, I'm thinking about somebody somewhat younger, though thinking of Prince Charles, that might not always be the case. It's still, when I'm thinking of a king, I'm thinking of a fully grown adult man, while a prince is a young man. I understand why she has done it. It's basically, let me show some more cards while I'm talking. It's basically because it becomes more fair, doesn't it? Because instead of you always having then a king on the top and then a queen, you instead have two queens with their princes, which is how it would be if you have a reigning queen. Her mate would be a prince. Or in this day and age of more fairness, even a princess. So, for example, the husband of Queen Elizabeth is a prince. If eventually Norway will have a queen regent, and her husband will be the prince consort. So it becomes more fair, but at the same time, it sort of messes up the symbolism a little bit, and especially when you have no explanation. But that is basically my only complaint about this deck. I love everything else about it, the color scheme, the symbols, how the borders are done, and that they are basically optional because it's only one straight line. So if you want to crop this, just get a pair of sharp scissors and you're set. We have another prince. And basically, the cardstock quality is pretty good. I have seen better, but this is pretty good. It's far, far better than even the... Basically, you had a time where Low Scarabeo had really, really shitty quality, and then they have gotten better lately. But this is far better than that. So this deck will last you. Of course, it's cardboard. Be gentle with it. Sorry, I had a text message. In fact, I think I better just have a look at it, because my husband is out, and husbands are at times helpless. Let's see here. What do we have here? Yes. There wasn't anything important. So, getting onto the deck again. My husband is terrible at that. If he is at the store and I doesn't reply, he can just stand there for an hour. When what he wants to ask is, did you want peas with today's dinner or not? So, yes. Like I said, I have one single complaint about this entire deck. The cardstock quality is also good. So yeah, I recommend this deck. It is a little bit more costly than, because I went into the woman who made this Etsy page to have a look at it. And I'll link that down below. So it is a little bit more expensive than getting a commercially made deck, but I think it's definitely worth it to get this. It's really, really, really nice. So yeah, it's sort of a hard review to make, because often I have a lot of things I like, a lot of things I dislike, and I can point out all of those, but I don't really have that here. Let me see if I can cover all of the world's bits here. It's yeah, it's just really good. And even the the minors here, as you can see, it's illustrated. It's I would say it's half fully illustrated, because you have a lot of symbolism in there, but at the same time you have the more classical of older decks, where you have the, for example, here you have 6 cups. So yeah, it's a very traditional deck. You can definitely use it with courses and books that bases itself on a traditional deck. Just remember that thing about the kings and the princes. Let me see if I can cover some bits here. But at the same time, you can definitely see a lot of the author's own imagination here. It has a deep mystical. I think we'll just drop that card altogether because there's too many bits to cover. There's a deep symbolism here, and it's very clear that she is an accomplished occultist. There are just layers here, and I just can't stop looking at these cards. So yeah, I think I've been on and on and on about this for long enough. You have gotten enough. I haven't shown you all of the cards, but you have gotten enough of an idea. The deck is gorgeous. It's very well drawn, and the cardstock quality is good. It follows standard Rider-Waite symbolism, but with a touch of something thrown. It has a deep symbolism. It can definitely be used for occult work. So yeah, this is a pretty near perfect deck. I really like it. And yeah, like I said, be prepared to get yourself a pouch. And really, a beautiful deck like this deserves a good pouch. But other than this, yeah, I think that it is worth it to invest in this deck. Yes, you can get 2 Love Scarabeo deck for the cost of this one, but they are likely not going to be as nice. So yeah, that is my review of the Herdy Tarot. I'll give this 9 out of 10. It has made me a very happy little cartomancer. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.